I remember as a little girl always looking at my life and looking at others who weren't as fortunate as me and thinking what difference their life would be if they had some of the same opportunities that I had. I had a cousin who was a lot like my sister growing up. She didn't have the home life that I had. And my home life wasn't perfect by any means, and that's another story. But hers didn't nearly compare to the home life that I had. I had a loving mother and a loving father and a set of grandparents that were out of this world. And she didn't really have that. And it wasn't that I felt sorry for her. I just loved her and wished that her circumstances had been different. She has a wonderful life now, but not everybody who lives in those circumstances are given the opportunities or take hold of those opportunities like she did. I guess that was the catalyst for how my heart breaks for people who are living in poverty or who have no hope. My dad taught me a long time ago, 1 Corinthians 13 is not just for weddings. He uses it now, and I do too, every morning to kind of gauge how you treat other people. And I look at that, and instead of saying love is patient and love is kind, I say Michelle is patient, Michelle is kind, Michelle is long-suffering. If I can be that to everybody that I come in contact with on a daily basis, then I know that they're seeing Jesus' love in me, because that's the only way that we can love everybody. Truly love everybody is through the love of Jesus Christ. The vision of Freedom 5:1 is to find a need and fill it, and find a hurt and heal it. I didn't come up with that. That was Matthew Barnett when he was building the Dream Center. And basically that is what we want to be for the Anderson community. There are so many hurting people on so many different levels that they don't know where to go. They don't know how to stop this hurt. And some people aren't going to go to church. They're not going to darken the doors of a church because they've had bad experiences with church in the past, or they've been judged, or whatever else. Everybody has been hurt at some point with church. So our ultimate goal is life change, and we all know that life change only comes through a relationship with Jesus Christ. So yes, that's our ultimate goal. But until those that we minister to and serve make that decision, it's our job and our hope to be the hands and feet of Jesus. And however we can do that is what we want to do. We don't want to be a handout program. We want to teach people to be able to help themselves and be able to be self-sufficient. When you're working with hurting people who are down on their luck or in disadvantaged circumstances, a lot of times they don't want to hear about Jesus. They don't want to hear about how good God is because of the situations that they are in or the circumstances that they are in. So not that we want to disguise that that's our ultimate goal. That's not what we want to do, but you have to build a relationship with them. And I've always said this, even in the classroom when I was teaching teachers, until you build a relationship with the people that you're working with or the students that you're teaching, what you say really doesn't hold value. I've told my teachers so many times, the most important thing you can do in a classroom is to build a relationship with each and every one of your students individually, because once that relationship is built, there's value to what you say. They know you care about them. They know that what happens to them means something to you. And that's the same thing when you're working with any kind of people group. But that's one thing that I think all of us at Freedom 5-1 really believe in. Relationships and community are so important, and sometimes that has to be shown to people who are hurting, or people who are in poverty or homeless, or whatever their circumstances can be. You've got to build that foundation for them, and then ultimately they will see Jesus in what you're doing and what you're saying, and then they're going to want that too. Freedom 5-1 exists to empower the lives of impoverished families and individuals through the love of Christ.